What are the solutions here? I love how you've provided an opportunity for everybody to be involved on every acre to solve these challenges.
If anybody listening cares about the future of their farm and is willing to invest in the future of their farm in the same way that you've invested in equipment, technologies, software systems that are going to improve your farm in the future, an investment in agriculture in the classroom today is an investment in your future. You will need people around you and a society that has given you the social license to operate, and we will help get you there through the work we are doing with schools and students. For 10 cents an acre, a donation to Ag in the Classroom will go a long way to making a difference on your farm.
And what's the expected outcome or the goals from having this kind of interaction? We talked about the difference between teaching and learning, but transitioning, evolving from just teaching kits inside of the classrooms, which is a great first step. And at scale, you can reach lots of kids. What are you hoping to achieve by this next step?
So getting kids out of the classroom and into some agriculture experiences, whether that's an expansion of our farm tour program or more food farms or just really out of school activities, because as great as the experiences in a classroom are, they are not as impactful as going out of the classroom, seeing the crops, digging their hands in the dirt, talking to the farmers, seeing the equipment. And so it's really getting students out of the classroom on the next step of their agriculture education journey.
I really believe that, because one of the biggest things I'm trying to impress upon my daughter, who informed me last night that she's starting a teaching club for grade 3s and 4s. I said, that's great because you're going to learn if you like teaching. She said, what? I said, you're going to find out if you enjoy teaching. And that is a check mark in terms of do you, don't you? Is it a passion? Are you amazing at it? Do other people think that you should do this for the rest of your life? Would they love to be taught by you? And what makes me terrified is a lot of people can invest 5, 6, 7 years in an education and come out and get to their first day of dentistry and realize they hate. And I don't mean, I think it's a very important profession. And that, frankly, my daughter is talking about being a dentist. But how would you know? And if you don't get onto a farm, and it's, wow, you loved animals or you love the concept of growing food to feed the world, how would you know? And isn't that the function of the school, to expose kids to options in a way that's functional to help them avoid investing in things that aren't going to come to fruition?
Yeah. And Dan, the great thing is the demand from educators for our programs is through the roof. So we don't have to market ourselves to the teachers because teachers are hungry for the programs and resources that we provide. Our challenge right now is in building up the capacity to meet that demand. I look at it from the perspective of saying, if you have teachers who are asking questions and want to bring food and agriculture education into the classroom, and Ag in the Classroom doesn't have the resources to support that, where are they going to get that information? And where do you want them to go? Because they'll go somewhere.
Do you want your kid driving down the highway, looking out the window and going, agriculture is bad? And it's not that there aren't issues or concerns or things that we need to do better, whether it's mining or energy or agriculture, granted, but it's come light years. It's the reason that we have society that's so wealthy that we have time to ponder these things. A couple generations ago, we were so busy chopping wood and hauling water, we weren't concerned with these things.
And Dan, in many parts of the world, there are still people who are subsistence farming that don't have the time and the privilege to live that we do and ponder these big questions, right? So students' perceptions about agriculture and thinking like, oh man, this is pretty cool, or like mind blown because they're like, oh, wheat turns into bread actually that I'm eating. That excitement, that light bulb moment for that young student, for that older student, for the teacher, that's what changes things when they're like, oh my God, like the price of flax is impacted by what happens in Europe. That's amazing. That's so cool. I can see this connection. Everybody wants to be connected in this vastly externally connected world. We're not very internally connected. I have seen students who have had an opportunity to be part of our gardening programs, choose careers in science as a result, or come to our career expos, unsure about what they wanted to do, know that they had some sort of interest in plants, and choose to go to the College of Ag Bio. We do have an impact with the programs we're doing. And now we need a deeper impact, a wider impact, and we need farmers all over this province to support us so we can do more.
Wow, that's a rallying cry. Talk to me about the benefit to the folks that are involved, because let's face it, we're all extremely wealthy. We don't always appreciate it. I don't really know anybody here in Western Canada that's missed a meal in agriculture. We have homeless people. We have people with less. We have real problems, but a lot of the problem sometimes is our thinking. And sometimes it could be a number in a computer at the bank and all kinds of different things. But I know when I went down there and I spent some time with those kids in that classroom, we flew a drone, I showed them some videos, and I tried to impress upon them the value of all this technology and all the exciting things they were doing in agriculture that they might not know they had an opportunity to do or had any idea that there was that role on the farm. So what are you seeing with farms that host kids or farms that get involved or people that go and talk to the classroom? There must be a theme there of just the gratitude, the gratefulness, the blessing of being able to give back. You must see that a lot, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we have a lot of repeat volunteers for our classroom presentation program in March, for farm tours. There's just as much excitement on the side of the farmers when they see the light bulb moment go off for the students. Farmers have a lot to be proud of in the work that they're doing. Many of them are very humble, and yet there is that pride that comes through when they have an opportunity to share their story with students and teachers. There's always the wonder on the side of the students and the whoa, like that's cool. I think there's a real feel good moment opportunity for the farmers here. They have a lot of fun and it means a lot. The result is something valuable from an economic standpoint to the farm too. Not all farmers are willing to host kids. Maybe they're not close to a school necessarily, or they just don't want the students around. You can double your donation to us then and still make a difference.
Always be closing. I'd like to touch on that because I think farmers have a firm understanding of financials, like what it takes to get anything done with all the inputs that go into their operations. Things cost a lot more. So you're hoping to get to $100,000 for this particular project. Talk to me about what it takes to run your organization, to get out to the kids with a meaningful message. What are the financials of what you're trying to achieve here, and why does it matter? Is 10 cents an acre a lot, or how many folks do you need?
10 cents an acre would be a lot if we got 10 cents for every acre in the province. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I have done the math. It's
Just
really
reach over my
low right
calculator.
now. Even if I include the contributions through the commodity associations, it's still very low. It's not 5%. It's really low. What does it take? It takes a lot. We have a team of people here in communications, finance, resource development, and programs. Teachers don't just invite us into the classroom without all the work we have done to build relationships with educators, go to their different professional development opportunities, spend time meeting with the Ministry of Education and the superintendents and the school division consultants. I would say all of the work that goes into it. And then actually, Dan, the sense that you would get for a can of soup if you grow peas, right, is very little for the peas, because while the peas might be the most important ingredient, there's all of the other things that happen around it and all of the people and the marketing. In some ways, when you work for a charity or the work that a charity does, people are only ever looking at the output and saying, why would it cost that much to do that one classroom presentation? We'll value a classroom presentation at $500. That's our hard cost to it. But we would not have students and teachers even signing up for these if we hadn't done all the background work that we're doing. I run a business, same as you do. It takes people to do that. It takes time. And we're really fortunate to have some really good business supporters. The government supports us. And my budget it's a pretty healthy budget. And it's not enough I'm still saying no to teachers and students. I'm saying no to classrooms.
Yeah. The need's much bigger. 10 cents per acre in all the arable acres in Western Canada would be $7.2 million, which I imagine you could change some hearts and minds, and we'd have lots of people working in agriculture.
That would be amazing. Let me say my budget is nowhere near that healthy, but that's an indication. Listening and you farm 1,000 acres, 10,000 acres, our ask is 10 cents per acre because it's relative. I think what I'm hoping that farmers can do is think about this as an investment, right? Whether that's your annual investment or a one-time investment, help us not just deliver these incredible experiences for students right now, but help us grow our infrastructure and our processes so that it's more effective and efficient for us to do the work in the future. Because if we're still going to need to be here, I'm going to guess in 5 years, 10 years, I don't think we'll have said there's no problems in agriculture. I wish that were the case. So we want to work as efficiently and as effectively for the greatest impact, just like you do on your farm. Support is needed to do that. And we're in a great province, Western Canada. I'll not leave my colleagues in Manitoba out either because they do incredible work in Manitoba. Ag in the Classroom Manitoba has a fantastic program. They do such great work. Donate to them. The issues are the same. The work that they're doing is the same in Manitoba. Feel free to donate to them. I'm asking because I care about the future of farms in Saskatchewan, in Western Canada. I care about the future of agriculture. I want my kids to be able to buy food from Saskatchewan on the shelves. I want them to be able to get a career in agriculture, not because our industry has shrunk to the point that all of a sudden industry and businesses have closed. We're all in this together, and I see tremendous opportunity for some of these ideas to rise above the noise and get people excited about the future of food in our province, in our country.
I'm pumped up. I'm really pumped up right now. I hope the listener is. And I really appreciate your leadership and what your organization is doing. I think it's extremely important that we learn how to have good functional conversations and experience that lead people to food production, to agriculture.